Hello, this is Professor Stephen Neshabe, and I'm here to help you out with part 2 of the CGI on compressibility. So this one is to extract isotherms of the compressibility and the mole density and to use them to graph the corresponding Z of rho isotherm. And you're going to be assigned a temperature for this purpose, but you'll need to figure out the rho corresponding to that temperature. So let's skip over here to canopy. And well, I've kind of set this up already for you in the sense that we're loading in the pressure and the temperature and the density and setting up grid variables and so forth. So we've got all this, but now what are we going to do? We need to choose a temperature index to see if it's close to the desired one. And so I've just, if you want, you can just run this as it is, and we'll just see what happens. And it looks like this row corresponds to 160 degrees Kelvin. That's because it was row 0. Now, once we've run this, of course, now all the variables that are in that script file are now out here. So I can say whose, for example, just as we did before, and I can see that there's temperature. It's a 9-element array. And if I want to see what's in there, I'm just going to say T and hit return. And there we go. Yep, the 0th element of that array is 160 Kelvin, and so forth. So let's suppose you were assigned the temperature of 300 Kelvin. Then you would want to pick up the first 0, 1, 2, 3, the fourth row. If you want to just check that, you can say T of 4, T square bracket 4. And hopefully that comes out as 300. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to the script and say, well, really, since I wanted 300 Kelvin, I'm going to pick up row 4. And now this should have already extracted the appropriate those isotherms, all the pressures corresponding to that row when I run it. And so the last bit is to graph it. And this is pretty much boilerplate. Plot, figure, close, and all that stuff. But what's new here is that at the end of the plot command, I've added this comma, single quote O, and that's to signal Python to put a symbol O when it makes the graph instead of connecting them with lines. And let's just see whether that works. And there we are. Okay, it really did generate a single point. This is a separate point. This is the isotherm of Z as parameterized as a function of rho.